Hi, so today I want to talk about the Crystal Palace method. This is a process that I created about 3 years ago, and it all started off on a Sunday afternoon while I was laying in bed in a semi conscious state. I was also obviously trying to resolve an issue. For the life of me, I cannot remember what it was. While I'm on this topic, let's talk about negative stories. So, when you play a negative story in your head, your body reacts to that negative story as if it is real. So, for example, like when you're waking up from a dream and your heart is pounding because you've been chased by something or someone, in a very similar case, when you play these negative stories, your physical body does not know what is real and what is not real. It still reacts in the same way to a thought process, and if that thought process is negative, it's not serving you because you're having all these cortisol hormones, which are stress hormones, being released into your body, and you don't want that. So, when you find yourself in that state, change your state. So, change your state by either putting on some music, having a dance, going for a run, or doing some exercise, but something just to get you out of that state and break that pattern. Okay, so back to my story. So, Sunday afternoon, relaxed in bed and just being guided through this process. Um, and all of a sudden, I feel this depression in my stomach. So, it felt as if somebody stood above me and pressed down on my stomach, my solar plexus region. And I could actually feel it go in. So, I mean, I was obviously shocked by this, but it didn't wake me up. Like I was aware of the situation and kind of just continued to ride through this process. So when I got up, I physically noticed a difference. I physically noticed I was roughly 4 centimeters smaller around my waist, which means that I have been holding on to a lot of emotions um, around the stomach region, around the solar plexus, that was ready to be released, and it did release. And I monitored during that week, and since then, this is 3 years ago, that 4 centimeters of weight has never come back. And I'm truly grateful for having that experience. I didn't quite roll this whole process out. I mean, to my clients immediately, I had to try and test it out a few times to get results each and every time. So that's what I did. And about 9 months later, I rolled it out. And it helps because I think, in a way, it allows the client to be more proactive in the healing, which is what I like, because you want to make the shift. So you need to be proactive in making that shift. So this process involves visualization. So it starts off with a 10-minute energy healing where you're just quite relaxed. And what I do is I break down those energy barriers around you. So some people have a lot more barriers than others. It's harder to get through. And these energy barriers are just basically walls that we create as a protective mechanism. But what it does, it stops all the good stuff from getting into our life as well, because it keeps our energy so close. So we're not open to possibilities, to miracles, to new situations and circumstances. And you're not really revealing the true you, the divine you within yourself. So we start off with the clearing of the auric field, and we go on to the mind. So clearing out, relaxing the mind, clearing out any unnecessary thoughts that are in there. And I know it's kind of hard to understand how I do that, but it's just me focusing energy with that intention of clearing out the mind. And a lot of people after a session are so relaxed, and they notice shifts in the sense of how they perceive things, how they look at things differently in the world. So going back to doing the energy work on the mind and clearing out the ears, because a lot of people listen to what other people are saying about them, about situations, and they're actually not connecting to themselves and trusting their own intuition. So it's almost like removing all of this garbage that you've heard for so many years. So that's when we work around the ears. With some people it's more, with some people it's less. Each session is so unique with each individual. It's really interesting. Sorry. So yes, so then also working on the eyes, because some people need clarity of vision because they might be perceiving things incorrectly, or the way they're perceiving it is not benefiting them. So it depends again on each individual how that works. So we do this energy healing for roughly about 10 minutes, and then we go into a visualization process. So the visualization process is a meditation stroke hypnosis stroke NLP, whatever comes to me during that time, because it's done on the spot, and each session, as I said, is unique. So whatever I am guided to tell you, I will tell you. Whatever needs to be healed, I begin to heal. So it starts off in a location, and then we move to what we call the Crystal Palace. This is the visualization process. And when we enter this palace, or the grounds of this palace, we start with several cleansing processes, and we go down to cleansing on a cellular level to remove out any stagnant energy, any energy, beliefs, thought patterns that are no longer serving you. And when we go down to a cellular level, it's about clearing out the cell memory, because we regenerate every 7 years. But it's the memories that get passed on from one cell to the other. So it's about clearing that out as well. What I have found that this is a general analysis, is that a lot of people tend to hold emotions such as anger, resentment, and jealousy around the thighs and hips. Obviously varies with each person. And past lives are actually stored in the calf muscles. That's what I found with quite a few of my clients. So it's about clearing all of these, emotions that are no longer serving you, that are stagnant, that is holding you back. And then we go through into tapping into source energy, via the visualization process and crystal energy. And with that energy, we actually allow for an even deeper clearing, but it's also the infusing of positive energy to regenerate the body, but to regenerate and kind of build up those positive thoughts, beliefs, that helps you to succeed in your life, Yeah, it's such an incredible process, and I love doing this process on people. So then once we've done the clearing, there's a tapping into source energy via the visualization process by tapping into this crystal energy. And we have a deeper clearing at that stage, and together we start to infuse positive energy to regenerate the body, but also to regenerate the thought patterns, the belief systems within that individual. So creating a more positive process. And the themes for the positive that I found with clients is confidence, belief, and belief in yourself, and trust within yourself. Those two are very big ones that seem to be commonly cropping up with clients, is that trusting yourself, trusting your intuition. With some clients, I notice their intuition is heightened, and I take it up to another level. So it's almost like a little bit of an activation of the heart, mind, and soul to really be in tune, and to then act on those intuitive thoughts or actions, which really then helps you progress in your life. So this is really what I love doing. I really love working with people that really want to make that shift in their life, to lead a life that is abundant and really successful. Because I honestly believe that abundance, good health, joy, and peace is a norm, and it should be a norm for everyone. It's about being in that state and allowing that state to expand. And as you do that, you just allow more of that into your life. So, the benefits of healing in general, including this process, is the way you perceive life changes, situations around you begin to change, people around you begin to change. Just because the change is coming from within yourself, your outer circumstances begin to change, and you'll notice a lot of synchronistic events happening after healings. So, yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.